The Philadelphia Phillies and Bo Bichette rumors are starting to intensify, everybody. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Bad for Baseball, the baddest baseball podcast on the internet. I'm Adam Peddle, joined alongside by Nicholas Paleolog. There were some rumors that dropped yesterday that Bo Bichette was going to meet with the Phillies. That has been confirmed. They're going to meet with him on Monday, and that made Phillies fans all over the internet go absolutely berserk. I'm happy for them. I'm happy that they're going to make a big move here and kind of add to that roster.
Maybe. We don't know yet.
No, hey, listen. They are hungry right now. They want to go make a big move, and I think adding a guy like Bo Bichette, I'm kind of giving away my 2 cents here, but adding a guy like Bo Bichette would absolutely push them to the limit of, hey, we can maybe beat the Dodgers and finally get over that hump and maybe win a World Series. Well, we got some guys like Harper and Trey Turner, and then you got Kyle Schwarber back. That will obviously help out as well. So yeah, let's break into it, what the initial report was, and it was right here. You had Sleeper MLB quoting Matt Gelb, and I believe Matt Gelb had some insider reports right here, and Matt Gelb basically was saying that the Phillies are setting a meeting with Bo Bichette in the coming days, and it was confirmed that that meeting would be Monday. So thoughts on Bo Bichette meeting with the Phillies? What do you like about this?
I think it makes a lot of sense for, honestly, both sides. Apparently, Bo Bichette, and I don't know how much of this is hearsay or just, through the grapevine getting exaggerated, but it was also reported that Bo Bichette has made it known that he would have some interest in playing in Philadelphia. And, I mean, why wouldn't you, right? You're talking about one of the premier lineups in all of baseball, Harper and Schwarber and Turner, and, you throw in Bo Bichette into that mix, and yeah, I do truly believe that you are looking at undeniably a top 5 lineup in all of baseball, assuming that everybody is healthy. But then on top of that, an actual serious threat contender to dethrone the LA Dodgers. And that's ultimately, if you're in the National League, that's the goal, that's the mission. LA is the big, scary, evil empire. We have to find a way to beat them down. Philadelphia probably is already the best, chance in the National League to do that regardless. But if they do bring in Bo Bichette like they're looking to do, that would truly cement themselves as being that one other team in the National League that I can look at and I can go, wow, okay, they could win a World Series and they could beat Ohtani.
Yeah, I like the Phillies, man. I've always thought they were a great team that had a chance to beat them. Unfortunately, they came up short this year, and I think this obviously helped their chances. And, to get Bo Bichette, I know Bo Bichette's been a weird market right now, but it feels like he's asking for a lot of money and he needs a team with a lot of spending power, and there's going to be one team out there that says, all right, F it, like, let's give you close to what you're asking for at least and get it done. Because that was the other report a few days ago, was that Bo Bichette was apparently asking for $300 million now. And
I like how you said close, because I don't know if Philly's going to go that far.
Well, here's what I wanted to say about this. We don't know exactly when John Heyman got this report, because what was he asking for $300 million at the beginning of the year? Maybe. Has it come down from there? I would assume so, based on how long his market is taking and the reports that come out that have been saying Bo Bichette is having to go to a plan B, having to go to second base now instead of shortstop, and maybe get paid a little bit less for that, and maybe he's going to take a short-term deal with a high AV. So I think there's been a change in his market since then. That's what I'm guess is. But he's still he set the bar really high. He's probably lowering it a little bit. But if any team other than probably the Blue Jays, if they lose out on Kyle Tucker, is going to pay him a decent amount of money, I would say the Phillies, honestly.
I expect this to land somewhere around the $200 million mark, maybe even a little bit below that. That's always been what we've thought Bo is going to get paid. I think that him and his representation set the bar really, really high and used the arguments of, hey, I hit the most hits in baseball a lot of the times, and hey, I come up clutch with runners in scoring position better than anybody. But then the alternative side of that coin is, well, I can't run and I can't really play defense. And I think that teams are using that in their negotiations and going, I don't know if $300 million is really where you're at. I expect them to land that plane somewhere around the $200 million mark. And if you're Philadelphia, yes, that is certainly a big financial pill to swallow. But again, you're looking at a roster right now that has Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Trey Turner, and a bunch of pitchers on it. And these guys aren't getting any younger. I don't think that their window is going to be over next year per se, but I do think that they have a shorter runway than another team out there, for instance. I mean, certainly the Dodgers for sure, because they just spend, a crap load of money all of the time. But this runway for Philadelphia, it feels like it is living and dying with Bryce Harper and with Kyle Schwarber. Like those two gentlemen right there, getting up there in age, when they kind of phase out and when they start to slow down, and according to the Philadelphia Phillies, GM, when they are no longer elite,
that's crazy.
That feels like the window is certainly going to shrink. Adding Bo Bichette to that mix and capitalizing on not only their prime still, Harper and Schwarber, but then also lengthening that window so when those guys do start to slow down a little bit, well, theoretically, Bo Bichette's 31 right now. He should still be doing well. I mean, all of this makes a lot of sense for me for Philadelphia as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, capitalize right now. And I know that their windows are closing eventually, but like you said, they're still in their prime right now. They're still throwing up. I mean, Kyle Schwarber 928 OPS, Bryce Harper 844, Trey Turner 812. Bo Bichette's going to give you a low to mid 800 OPS as well with a 300 batting average. Like he'll be right there, top of the lineup, or you can bat him fourth, whatever you want, in the top four boys. Now, the one thing that was brought up about getting Bo Bichette on the team, and this is per Matt Gleb and Ken Rosenthal, was that the club's. Oh wait, that's the different one. It's right over here. Where did it go? This is it right here. The club's interest in Bo Bichette is legitimate, and if the results in a deal, it would likely require the team to move on from mainstays JT Realmuto and Alec Bohm. Now, we know JT is a free agent, and JT has had a great run in Philly for a while, started to decline offensively in the last couple of years, so I don't think Philly fans would be completely butthurt if they did move on from JT Realmuto. Alec Bohm is the other guy, though, that was a pretty solid guy for them for a while. He is a free agent after this upcoming season, so you still got him for one more year, and then he might go, because then you're getting a little bit of a log jam in the infield. I know he plays third base, but then what are you going to do with Bryson Stott and Trey Turner and all these guys, blah, 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 blah. So there will be a little bit of log jam, so you would have assumed that it would go, but honestly, whatever. Kind of same arguments I've been making about the Toronto Blue Jays trying to get Kyle Tucker and Okamoto and all these guys creating log jams. Hey, go win it right now. Well, 2026.
That's ultimately where I'm at, okay? Like, especially for this team in Philadelphia, like, it's fucking go time, guys. Like, it is absolute go time. And ultimately, like, Alec Bohm has certainly played his role here for a long period, and he has had his moments of being very, very good. But you got to win the World Series, today. Or like, if it's not this year, like, it's got to be next year. And if it's not next year, I don't know when it's gonna be, man. Yeah. So if I'm Philadelphia, I'm doing everything humanly possible to create the best possible roster to roll out there on opening day and to give myself the best possible chance to hoist that trophy. I think that Bo Bichette, adding him into this lineup, I think that will help with that. I really, truly do. And Philadelphia fans, like, you've come so close so many times. Last year, winning the division pretty commandingly, and then sadly getting knocked out, like,
by the Dodgers.
What was it, Dodgers? Was it Dodgers?
It was the Dodgers.
Or was it the Brewers?
I don't think it was the Brewers. I remember it being like a big juggernaut match. Yeah.
Okay. Somebody in the comments remind me. Either way, though, not getting over that hump. Go out and get Bo Bichette. Bring in another quality hitter into this mix. He's incredible with runners in scoring position. Or alternatively, if you wanted to put him in front of Bryce Harper, okay, there you go. Now you have something, just such a strong core to that lineup. I love this move for them. However, they are going to have to outbid some of those other teams that are starting to poke their heads into this thing. One of those teams is the New York Yankees. And for me, as a Toronto Blue Jays fan, we try to keep our bias out of this as much as possible, but bias involved here. I don't want to see him go to the New York Yankees. I would much prefer to see him go over to the Philadelphia Phillies. Yankees, I think that I don't know. Actually, I'll be honest. I don't know if this is just them posturing.
I think it is
to try to get Cody Bellinger's camp to then come down on what they're asking, because that's been their number one target the whole time is Cody Bellinger, and apparently they're still far off from things. So now you're hearing these reports about Bo Bichette. I still think that Phillies makes more sense to me. That being said, though, you can never rule anything out for the Yankees.
I think the Yankees are doing something really strange this year, and that is not spending money for first time in a long time. And I think it's just weird. I mean, they were in the World Series 2 years ago, and they didn't. They tried to do something about it last year. It didn't work. You'd think they'd double down because they're the Yankees, and they haven't yet. At least we'll wait and see. But I think they're posturing. I think Phillies probably have the best chance at this point, especially too. Apparently, Bo Bichette was texting a lot of the players in Philadelphia, and he was asking, "What's it like?" When that happens, it's starting to get a little bit serious.
He's thinking about it. He's seriously thinking about this right now. So this is all good signs for Philadelphia. I do expect that you're probably going to have to go a little bit higher in the price tag than you wanted to, considering he's starting at 300 and considering the Yankees are now poking their heads into this thing. That being said, though, it is fucking go time. It's win now. You want to capitalize on Schwarber and Harper and Turner. I like this move a lot, and if they do actually go out and get him, I mean, I don't think it's a shoe-in for the LA Dodgers to win the National League. I think that they're going to have some serious competition in Philadelphia.
I think their time is done. I think the Dodgers are done.
I do hope so, right? Just for the sake of variety, I do hope, like, if Philadelphia gets this deal done, I would love to see Philadelphia knock off those scary LA Dodgers and then, go and make a play for it in the World Series.
It can't happen 3 times in a row. Come on, Phillies. You guys got this. Guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments down below. Hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and we'll catch you next time.
Cheers.